Welcome back to the Q&A podcast. We're going to merge this with the main podcast, but we had a lot of questions this week, so we thought we'd do it separate, but hopefully it's up tonight as well for the Patreon members. What is up, Grant? How are you going?
I'm very well, very well.
We just punched out an hour and a half, so punching out an extra, putting in overtime right now, aren't we?
Yeah, pretty much, I would say. Overtime on overtime.
Wolfie is the first question. How much does ownership in the top percentage affect your trades? Cheers, boys.
For me, 0.
Same.
I go entirely on the person that I think is going to score my side the most points because I don't care if that person is owned by other people already or however it works. You have to – I know that it's fun to have pods and super pods and all that sort of stuff. You have to remember that it is most points wins.
Yeah.
Simple as that. However you cut it, however you plan it, early season, buy period, late season, whatever way you want to split your season up, most points wins. That means balancing things like trades and working out, making sure you've got your best possible side on the most possible weeks and all those things. But I do look at it just out of interest. I don't look at two guys and go, one's 20% owned, one's 80% owned. Because if I think the guy that's 80% owned is going to average even 2 or 3 points more than the other guy, I want the extra 2 or 3 points a week. Over a season, that's 50 points. If it's 3 points, it's like 80 points over the season.
You'll know something crazy? I don't look at it at all.
Doesn't surprise me.
Because I think there was a year, I think it was 2019. I looked into it way too much. I knew if I was behind a certain week, I didn't want someone that was highly captained or something. I just played as I saw it from then, and I think it's done well for me because you don't wig out about everyone's got these. Everyone's got a different combination of players, and if you've got the best combination, you're going to go.
That's exactly right.
First,
the only time that I look at ownership percentages isn't actually when I make the trade. When I look at ownership percentages is when a player does something during the game. I just go and someone gets injured early or someone looks like they're on track for a really big score. I just go and check. If I don't own them, I just go and check, just see if they're.
That's what I do.
That's not because I then want the player or don't want the player. It's purely because then I can start to work out where par might sit during the week.
I do that with captain options. When they do really well, I go see how highly captained they are and how highly owned they are. And I'm just kind of helps me determine the week as well.
Yeah, that's all it is. It's just for par. But yeah, to answer the question, zilch.
Maddie, who are your top 5 players to bring in to own this week? I think I can think of 3 straight away. Yep. Aaron Clark, Joe Tarpanay, and Ruben Garrick.
Yep. I can add you a 4th. I think Herbie's very close to must-have sort of areas. Very close.
Teddy?
Yeah, I think Teddy. If you're talking about must-have for this week, as in because you think they'll go really well this week, yes, Teddy. We talked about it in the main potty, so if you want to have a listen to that about how we think Teddy should probably be played over this bye period.
Yep. A 5th one's hard.
I guess you could look at maybe one of the Sharks guys, like AFB. I don't think AFB is near a must or anything, but he's interesting this week, and so is KL.
Kale's the 5th for me.
Probably closer.
To buy in this week, Teddy's probably not 5th just based on the matchup and what he's side. If he had a full strength side, I'd be all for it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Matt. So we just did Matty. We've got Matt now. Do you think Munster to IKT is a fine trade to create cash for Teddy AFB?
I think that's meant to be LKT.
Lock and King Tonga.
Yeah, and I would say...
you know what my first thought was? Ikavalu. Matt Ikavalu.
Missed that guy. He was a great bye period cover for ages whenever the Roosters would lose everyone. No, I'm not doing that. Yeah. Munster plays the Titans after this Origin, and I think they'll back... we both think they'll back up, and...
They've got a very good buy schedule for Origin players. And we talked about it.
Yep.
They're probably the last team I'd sell.
Very close to it, yeah. I think there's another couple of cheapies you can at least keep your eye on this week. I'm not going to necessarily recommend them, but I think you could look at guys, downgrade options. You've got Lipoi Hopoi from the Bulldogs as a potential one. I know that that's not going to go too far, but he's there. And you've got Sam Rani. He's like 260, I think.
Fletcher Hunt too.
Yeah, but Mars is very close, much closer than they were saying. He's potentially even back as early as next week, probably more likely the one after.
Yeah, right. Luke M, do you see Olukwatu as an end game keeper? Who are your must-haves for second row? We did talk about this.
Yep.
You said no. I said yes, but he's not in the top 3.
No, I don't even think he's in the top 4, but I think he's very close to that area.
He's around that borderline, and I think by the end of the year, you're going to be looking at him thinking he's the kind of player that you don't want to not reserve because just in case, but you're going to reserve him most weeks just because of the name, and it probably will hurt you some weeks.
I think so. I think you're right.
Compared to the other guys you leave out of your side. I think the top 3, like for me, because Tino's a jewel, I've got him in there, and I'm pretty happy to keep him there just because of all the available options.
It's just because FRF, we talked about this, it's just because FRF is so stacked that Tino, it almost by necessity, you play him in 2RF because you want those spots free for the other guys.
And I'll be keeping Tarpanay after the buys.
Me too.
And Tino's going to stay up front, and I'm going to have Tarpanay, May, Haas.
You have to. You have to have May and Haas.
Yeah.
Like
you have to.
You have to. You don't have to have Tino. Tarpanay, but yeah, you're right. And so because Tino moves there, we look at then you've got guys like, I think Hudson Young is so interesting in that 2RF. Like I think he's nearly a must, or he will be nearly a must after the buys. And
we, in the preseason, we determined that, it's just weird how no one was talking about him. 5 tons last year, the most of anyone. He's already nearly beaten that.
We talked. I tried to say to people who are head-to-head guys, or if you're someone who likes a pod, jump on him because he's so good for SuperCoach. He is in everything for them. He's one of the few guys who they actually run a lot of plays for, Kick-Out's another one for the Bulldogs, where they actually run genuine attacking plays as an edge back rower.
Olakuatu is one too.
Olakuatu is one, but less than I've seen previously this year.
So Tino, Hudson Young.
Yeah, then you got Lucas.
I'd probably say
Katoa.
Lucas because you don't want him in centre wing.
I think so because you want so many. You want the upside guys there.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you got Eli Katoa, who I would say isn't him and Olakuatu aren't miles apart or anything, but I'd prefer the guy in the Storm outfit off Jerome Hughes' hip.
Nathan Gaddis, do you think Teddy is a must trade in this week, or is it better to target after round 14 for a round 15 purchase? I actually don't think he is. I think long term, if you have no other pressing issues, then I'd be happy to lock him in this week. But for me, plays a full strength Sharks, then the Raiders, who are second at the moment, into a bye, and then round 15. Yeah, I think it's a perfect purchase in round 15. Hopefully, you get him for a bit of a discount, but I also think if you are worried about it, lock him in, save the stress.
Yeah, even if you don't get him now, just expect that you're going to pay that price in. I wouldn't be thinking about, I wouldn't put money in the equation at all. If you want Teddy at some point, but you're happy to wait to 15, just expect that you're going to pay exactly what he is now.
Yep.
And he's going to probably knock out an average of 80, 85 over the next 2 weeks, and that's still probably a bit of a win for us. He will. Yeah, that would mean that he would drop a little bit, but
win for both people, to be honest.
Owners are going to be happy.
If you're passing on him this week, realistically, who are you getting? If you're getting a Lehigh, then you're happy if Lehigh scores 80.
Yeah,
but with Teddy, you're like, geez, I wanted that 120. So you're probably honestly, I think there's no wrong answer here.
Yeah, I don't think there is either. I think there is nothing wrong with getting him this week. I don't, because of those reasons, because of the Roosters' strength this week, and because he's got a bye coming up, I don't see him as a must now.
100% agree.
But to answer the second part of his question, I think you're crazy if you're not looking at getting him in round 15. I think he's
100%.
definitely in the best 3 fullbacks this year, and I think he might even be number 1 option right now. Probably is, actually.
Question.
Yep.
If you've got Pappy, Teddy.
Yep. You're going to have to toss up Drinky and Turbo at some point.
Turbo,
yeah, I think that's your 4 this year.
Yep.
I think it's as simple as that. And you can...
I think Latrell's draw's no good.
I need to wait until... Yeah, I think there'll be a time where it could open up for him if he gets a couple... We know what he's going to do. He's going to come out and average 90 for a while at some point, or 100, and just look unreal. But... those are the 4 at the moment.
Yeah. My current trades by Shepherd 294 are Haas to Tarpanay, Egan to Hosking. My question is, how many Raiders are too many? Would you prefer to make these trades and have 13 for this week, or run with 12 this week and get Kolomatangi next week? My other bunny is Hubner.
I think, I know we did, and must apologise to everyone. You're getting some exclusive info in here. We didn't touch really on Hosking in the main potty. So
we didn't. He was kind of last week's flavour, wasn't he?
He was, but I think
I
still think he's a really good buy at the price. I think personally, I would happily. If you don't have him, I would be getting him this week.
I think what I liked about him last week, which it won't happen this week most likely because Hudson Young is out for Origin, played in the middle a little bit.
Yep.
And I think that role is the role Dylan Egan kind of played where starting on the edge, getting that attacking opportunity and then going in the middle to bump up his base stats.
Yeah,
I really like that role. But the thing that worries me last week, 69 minutes, like I expected him to be an 80-minute edge back rower. I don't think it'll happen over the bye period with Hudson Young out of the side, but I like the role. I really like the role. But 528K, I think for me, Koloamatangi is much more of a priority.
That's where I was going. I would recommend to everyone that they try and get Hosking, but I wouldn't be doing it at the expense of Koloamatangi. So either have a plan to stick with your 2 trades this week and get Koloamatangi, or if it's literally one or the other, it's Taps and Koloamatangi for me. And honestly, it's not close. Yeah, it's really not close.
100%. Howie, shout out Howie. 600th.
The man.
Magic Round. I haven't seen you since Magic Round.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was it?
Unreal. All of it.
Copy paste from years before.
Literally. You know how much I love it.
Yes.
It was awesome.
Did you see Howie?
Nah. He didn't go this year. He didn't go to Magic Round.
Go?
Nah. He was don't start him. Don't get him started.
Why?
He was shattered about it. He wanted to go.
Why didn't he go?
I don't know. You'll have to ask him, mate.
Howie, why didn't you go?
Yeah, can you give us a Q&A podcast on why you didn't come to Magic Round, please?
Is Blake Wilson a nice 6-week play while Karaz is out?
He's looking for pods this week, Howie, and I don't mind it.
He wanted Curran.
Yeah. I
hated either.
I just think there's so many good guys like Lehigh, or if you want a Bulldog, get bloody Kickow. I think Kickow's a standout at the Bulldogs at the moment. Again, and I'm sick of saying it today, but his base power is actually up point 0.1, which doesn't sound like much, but it's 8 points a game. And he's playing that sweeper role every week. He's had 7 try involvements in his 7. I think it's 7 in 7 or 9 kick out, or 9 in 7 or something like that. He's had so many try involvements this year.
He's talking about Blake Wilson though, isn't it?
No, I know, he was talking about Curran and stuff as well. Digressed a little bit, but if you want a Bulldog, get Kickow.
I think the options around the price, if you are strapped for cash, I actually like Xavier Savage as a short play, 385,000, and I think you're saving 60K there. Yeah, I've looked at his scores. There's a lot of 15s.
Is this in the 4? What's Wilson?
440.
Jesse Ramian would be the guy I'd get in the range if I was to get one, because he had that
100%.
He had that injured that poke last week, and
you know what I did? I
nearly bought him last week. Very close.
I bought him this week. I did Hiroti to Ramian.
Oh, that would have been.
And then
you can go back.
No, I can go back.
But I would say Ramian, and I would say the other option that I like in that, if you're looking cheapy, Semrani. 260, I think. Ish.
I mean, there's Zarko at 530, even Bronson Sherry at 520.
Yeah.
Jake Avarillo at 497.
He's playing fullback this week.
I know.
I honestly reckon Ramian's easily the best in that.
I love Ramian.
He'll average over in that 60 to 65 range.
He hasn't scored a try since round 1.
No.
But the thing is, he's coming off a 6. His break even's 86 at the moment.
Right, but you're getting him 100. What's his discounted at? What it'll have it there. What's he lost this season?
Just got to get it up.
Yeah, my laptop.
Oh, Ramian 478.
Yeah, but what was he?
He's lost 157K.
There you go. So he's a 600 plus K guy. I know that he'll probably lose
Roosters,
a bit of money.
Warriors, St. George. Yep. The draw's not great until St. George.
I don't mind playing. No, they got the Roosters this week, dead with no one.
Yep.
So this week, good matchup. Then yes, bye, tough matchup. But you can cover him in 13 and 14, and then he gets the Dragons in 15. I actually reckon it's okay.
Yep. Sweet. All right. Sorry. Cam just messaged me. He's outside, so he wants to talk merch.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're doing merch.
So many exclusives in this potty.
I know. Another exclusive, 21st
21st of June, Drinkwest tournament.
Tournament?
Boxing tournament. No, Drinkwest event, potentially. So we'll see. Kirby, Payne to Tapane. Lock it in.
Big tick.
And I love Blake's questions every week. Blake89.
Yep.
Your top 3 soft drinks. Mine are 1 Mountain Dew, 2 Vanilla Coke, 3 Schweppes cream and soda.
I've really like pretty much got rid of drinking soft drink as much as possible. Although when I go out, I'll still mix it with vodka. But I would say now I do love Mountain Dew. That's a cracker. Pasito is the OG goat. That's one. Always loved that. Pasito's the best.
And
Pepsi Max.
One. Yep.
Pepsi Max
Pepsi Max is trash.
Nah, it's good. Trust me. It's the best, easily the best no sugar drink. And I love Vanilla Coke as well.
Vanilla Coke is pretty good. Shout out to Drinkwest talking about it. They've got like 3 new drinks. It's not an ad. That's why they hit me up.
Well, it is. It's just an unpaid one.
Yeah, it's an unpaid one. They want to promote their new drinks. They've got like Passiona, hard blue lemonade, and creaming soda.
Oh,
and like I was talking to the owner about it, and he was just like, "They are so good." He's like, "Come in. I'll set you up with pizzas and drinks. You can watch the footy with your mates and try them out."
Are they available in bottlers and stuff yet?
They sell their hard lemonade at their brewery, like in bottles.
Yep.
So it's available in Penrith at the moment, but
sweet.
I really want to suss them out. They said they'd hook us up.
Yeah, they need to hook us up with that. I definitely want to try that.
Maybe we should do that because it doesn't look like you'll be able to go to the event. So
that's okay.
Maybe we'll do it during a week's time or something. Maybe do a Q&A podcast there.
We could do both bodies there or something. We could see if we can get have a whole crew potty or something.
It's a nice idea. Where was I going with this? Oh, mine. Number 1, Coke Zero.
Yeah.
Number 2, Fanta no sugar. Mm-hmm. Oh, I don't drink full sugar.
No, I can't anymore. I can. I really shouldn't.
Yeah, I can't do it. And number 3, probably pineapple Fanta no sugar.
Oh, you trash Pepsi Max and you give me that. That is
Coke no sugar is by far number 1.
Pepsi Max one.
George, same with Marky Mark. Oh, wait, sorry. Considering Bulldogs are missing so many players, is Burton still an option? I like him since he's retained the goal kicking, but just the position doesn't excite me.
Yeah, I'm not trading at 6 unless it's Jaden Campbell, and I don't even know when I'll do that. It's pretty much the same as hooker. I'm still running Sandon and Memo, and the Roosters have to buy in 2 weeks, and I actually still don't have a plan to. I'm just probably gonna go for the free loop again.
Yeah,
worked last time I did it.
Yeah.
So,
all right, cool. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for the question. Sign up to the Patreon if you got a question.
I just saw that George wrote in the WhatsApp chat.
Oh, he said something after that, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, same with Marky Mark.
Yep.
Can we rely on Roosters players with a depleted forward pack? Is Herbie the better option? I think Herbie's definitely.
Herbie's the better option, but there's a separate thing in there, which is, can you rely on them with a depleted forward pack? Probably not. But does that does 1 week make him a non-option? I know that they're going to probably have similar issues in, say, 15 and 18, or potentially, but I don't think it excludes him. But yeah, Herbie is the better option.
Yeah, 100%. All right, catch you next week.
See you guys.